It's like the sign. It's an enchanted place. It's a land of enchantment.
Santa Fe.
Yeah. I live at 8,000 feet. It's absolutely extraordinary gorgeous. It's the backyard of UFOs, to lead into what you want.
Today, we're diving into the remarkable journey of Shirley MacLaine, an actress whose career has spanned nearly 7 decades. Since her debut in Alfred Hitchcock's The Trouble with Harry in 1955, MacLaine has captivated audiences with her talent, versatility, and enduring presence on screen. Approaching 90, she continues to bring unforgettable characters to life, with recent projects as recent as 2022, and even more on the way. Join us as we explore the legacy of a Hollywood icon, whose dedication and passion remind us that age is just a number when it comes to true artistry. Shirley MacLaine, an acclaimed actress with a career spanning decades, is often celebrated for her versatility, charm, and strong personality both on and off the screen. Yet her time in Hollywood has not been without its share of controversies and tense moments, particularly when it comes to her relationships with co-stars. While she has undoubtedly had the privilege of working with many talented and respected individuals, not all of her collaborations have been smooth sailing. In fact, MacLaine's candidness about the challenges she faced working with certain actors has led to some unforgettable stories from the set. One of the most infamous of these tales involves her strained relationship with Anthony Hopkins during the making of the 1980 film A Change of Seasons. The film's plot and reception. A Change of Seasons was a film that explored the complexities of infidelity within the confines of a married couple's relationship. It tells the story of a married couple, portrayed by MacLaine and Hopkins, who each engage in extramarital affairs. And the film culminates with a weekend getaway on a ski trip that only heightens the tension in their relationship. The film was intended to be a serious drama, delving into the emotional intricacies of love, betrayal, and personal disillusionment. However, the film's reception could hardly have been described as favorable. A Change of Seasons was a critical and commercial disappointment. It was not only poorly received by critics, but it also struggled to capture the attention of audiences, ultimately fading into obscurity. In fact, it earned 3 nominations at the inaugural Razzie Awards, which are presented annually to recognize the worst in cinema. The nominations included Worst Actor for Anthony Hopkins, Worst Song, and Worst Screenplay, underscoring just how far the film had fallen short of expectations. Despite its lackluster performance, the behind-the-scenes drama surrounding the making of A Change of Seasons has become as much a part of its legacy as the film itself. It's here that the true depth of the discord between Shirley MacLaine and Anthony Hopkins becomes apparent, particularly in the way both actors expressed their discontent with each other following the film's production. The tensions that arose on set between the two were not just a matter of creative differences, but a clash of personalities that ultimately boiled over into open disdain. Tensions between Shirley MacLaine and Anthony Hopkins. The relationship between MacLaine and Hopkins during the filming of A Change of Seasons was anything but harmonious. While they were both accomplished actors, their working styles, temperaments, and personal lives clashed in ways that were impossible to ignore. From the outset, it was clear that they didn't get along, and this tension only intensified as the filming progressed. Shirley MacLaine, known for her outspoken nature and formidable presence on set, was not someone who shied away from expressing her opinions or standing her ground, even if it meant ruffling feathers. MacLaine was also known for being fiercely independent, a characteristic that sometimes made it difficult for her to navigate the more hierarchical and controlled environments of movie sets. Her unwillingness to compromise on certain aspects of her performance, paired with her reputation for being somewhat difficult to work with, put her at odds with many of her co-stars, but none more so than Anthony Hopkins. For his part, Hopkins, who had recently achieved sobriety, was dealing with his own internal struggles at the time of filming. Having recently completed 5 years of sobriety, Hopkins was in a fragile place mentally and emotionally. He was still adjusting to life without alcohol, which had played a significant role in his past. This personal challenge may have affected his ability to fully engage with the production in a way that was productive, and the emotional and physical toll it took on him seemed to contribute to his growing frustration with MacLaine. Hopkins later admitted that he found MacLaine's demeanor and attitude difficult to deal with. He described her as the most obnoxious actress he had ever worked with, a remark that immediately garnered attention. Hopkins didn't elaborate on the specifics of what led him to make such a sweeping statement, but his choice of words was telling. For Hopkins, MacLaine's assertive nature and strong opinions likely grated on him, and he found it difficult to connect with her personally or professionally. MacLaine's frankness about their troubled working relationship offers a glimpse into the personal dynamics that often shape the creation of films, especially when strong personalities are involved. While some actors choose to keep their grievances private, MacLaine has never been one to shy away from discussing the realities of her experiences in Hollywood, even when it means confronting the discomfort of acknowledging difficult relationships. The impact of their conflict on the film. The tension between MacLaine and Hopkins undoubtedly had an impact on A Change of Seasons. Although the film's lack of success can be attributed to a number of factors, including its unremarkable script and its failure to connect with audiences, the discord between its two lead actors certainly didn't help matters. The behind-the-scenes drama created an atmosphere of tension that likely contributed to the lack of cohesion on screen. When actors cannot find a way to work together harmoniously, it inevitably affects the chemistry between them, and in turn, the film itself suffers. It's also worth noting that the film's tone, which was meant to explore the complexity of infidelity and emotional disillusionment, may have been undermined by the personal friction between the leads. Rather than feeling like a compelling and thought-provoking narrative, A Change of Seasons instead came across as an awkward and strained portrayal of a couple whose own off-screen relationship mirrored the dysfunction of the characters they portrayed. The result was a film that lacked the depth and authenticity needed to make an emotional impact, leaving both critics and audiences underwhelmed. Hollywood feuds and the public persona. Hollywood is no stranger to feuds and disagreements between actors, and the MacLaine-Hopkins conflict is far from unique in that regard. Many of Hollywood's most iconic films have been made amidst personal tensions, with actors and directors often putting aside their differences to create memorable cinematic experiences. However, the public nature of these feuds adds an extra layer of intrigue, particularly when the actors involved are high-profile figures in the industry. The clash between MacLaine and Hopkins serves as a reminder of the complexity of working relationships in Hollywood. While it is easy to view actors as glamorous and always in control of their craft, the reality is that they are human beings, subject to the same emotional and personal struggles as anyone else. This makes their interactions on set all the more fascinating, as they are forced to navigate their own challenges while trying to collaborate on a project that often requires them to be at their best, both personally and professionally. In many ways, the public feud between MacLaine and Hopkins only added to the intrigue surrounding A Change of Seasons. While the film itself may have been a disappointment, the drama behind the scenes kept people talking long after its release. MacLaine's candidness in addressing her strained relationship with Hopkins only fueled public interest in their dynamic, with fans and industry insiders alike speculating about the true nature of their animosity. A legacy of truth and transparency. Shirley MacLaine's willingness to openly discuss the challenges and conflicts she's faced throughout her career has contributed to her reputation as a no-nonsense, straight-talking figure in Hollywood. She is not one to shy away from telling the truth, even when that truth is uncomfortable or difficult to hear. In doing so, she has carved out a unique space for herself within the entertainment industry, one where she is both celebrated and critiqued for her honesty. Her experiences with co-stars like Anthony Hopkins reflect the complex nature of collaboration in Hollywood. While actors often share a deep professional bond on set, that bond is not always enough to overcome the personal differences that can arise. And in the case of MacLaine and Hopkins, those differences were large enough to fuel an enduring feud that would continue to shape their public perceptions for years to come. In the end, the legacy of A Change of Seasons may not be its critical failure, but rather the fascinating behind-the-scenes story of two powerhouse actors whose working relationship became as infamous as the film itself. While Shirley MacLaine and Anthony Hopkins may not have seen eye to eye during the making of the film, their candid reflections on the experience serve as a testament to the often complicated and unpredictable nature of Hollywood's most legendary rivalries. Their story is just one chapter in the broader narrative of what it means to work in the entertainment industry, a world where talent, egos, and personal struggles intersect in ways that often surprise and intrigue. Shirley MacLaine's career is emblematic of Hollywood's golden age, yet her journey was marked by notable clashes with fellow actors. Despite her undeniable talent, her forthright and strong-willed personality occasionally sparked tensions on set, leading to a mix of admiration and resentment among her co-stars and directors. Early career and rise to fame. Shirley MacLaine's cinematic journey began in the mid-1950s with her breakout role in Alfred Hitchcock's The Trouble with Harry, 1955. Her effortless performance showcased a unique blend of wit, charisma, and charm that quickly resonated with audiences. This debut was a stepping stone into a successful Hollywood career, cementing her as a versatile and appealing actress who would go on to tackle both comedic and dramatic roles. As she continued to deliver memorable performances in films such as Some Came Running, 1958, and The Apartment, 1960, she earned a reputation not only for her acting chops, but also for her outspoken and no-nonsense approach to her craft. A star on her own terms, MacLaine was not one to conform to Hollywood's typical expectations. Known for her candid nature, she often spoke out about industry practices, wage disparities, and the struggles of being a woman in Hollywood. Her outspokenness became part of her public persona, and while this won her admiration from some quarters, it also placed her in difficult positions on several occasions. Her assertive personality occasionally created friction with directors and fellow actors, and she had little patience for egos or unprofessionalism on set. Two Mules for Sister Sarah, and tensions with Clint Eastwood. In 1970, MacLaine co-starred with Clint Eastwood in Two Mules for Sister Sarah, directed by Don Siegel. Initially, the role of Sister Sarah was intended for Elizabeth Taylor, but when Taylor turned it down, MacLaine was cast. However, her casting was met with some hesitation from both Eastwood and Siegel. They expressed concerns about her screen appearance, specifically her complexion, which they felt might not align with the rustic character of Sister Sarah. Once filming began, it was clear that the working relationship between MacLaine, Eastwood, and Siegel was far from seamless. Siegel reportedly struggled to connect with MacLaine, finding her too assertive and occasionally challenging to work with. Eastwood, on the other hand, maintained a reserved and professional approach, leading some to speculate about tensions between him and MacLaine. However, in later years, MacLaine would speak positively of Eastwood, describing him as tough both on and off screen. Although their on-set dynamic may have been fraught with tension, MacLaine's admiration for Eastwood's professionalism endured, suggesting that any disagreements were likely rooted in differing approaches rather than personal animosity. The Hopkins feud, A Change of Seasons. In 1980, MacLaine starred alongside Anthony Hopkins in A Change of Seasons, a film exploring marital discord and infidelity. Unfortunately, the film was a critical and commercial failure, and the on-set atmosphere was tense. Both MacLaine and Hopkins were known for their strong personalities, and their interactions reportedly soured over the course of filming. Hopkins later described MacLaine as the most obnoxious actress I have ever worked with, a remark that would fuel a public feud for years. In response, MacLaine admitted that she didn't enjoy working with Hopkins either, suggesting that his recent sobriety may have contributed to his irritability on set. At the time, Hopkins was navigating life without alcohol, which he later described as a profound and challenging period in his life. His commitment to sobriety likely influenced his emotional state, adding complexity to an already challenging collaboration. Hopkins has since spoken openly about his struggles with anger, describing it as a force he has learned to channel over time. Reflecting on this, he acknowledged that his anger was like rocket fuel, driving him but also isolating him. MacLaine, known for her spiritual beliefs and unapologetic nature, likely clashed with Hopkins's intense personality, resulting in a working relationship fraught with misunderstandings and irritations. The Debra Winger saga, Terms of Endearment. Perhaps the most infamous clash of MacLaine's career occurred during the filming of Terms of Endearment, 1983, in which she starred opposite Debra Winger. Directed by James L. Brooks, the film explored the complex relationship between a mother, MacLaine, and daughter, Winger, and the on-screen tension was palpable. Behind the scenes, however, this tension was more than just acting. Winger, a rising star known for her role in Urban Cowboy, reportedly had a rebellious spirit and an unconventional approach that clashed with MacLaine's more traditional methods. The tension between the two actresses was evident from their first meeting. MacLaine arrived in glamorous movie star attire, while Winger sported combat boots and a miniskirt, immediately establishing their contrasting styles. Their personality clash continued throughout the production, with Winger's spirited approach often conflicting with MacLaine's professionalism. In her autobiography, My Lucky Stars, MacLaine described moments when Winger would test her patience, even recalling an instance when Winger lifted her skirt and provocatively challenged MacLaine during a scene. Despite the challenges, their on-screen chemistry was undeniable. Terms of Endearment was both a critical and commercial success, and both actresses received Academy Award nominations. MacLaine ultimately won the Oscar for Best Actress, and her acceptance speech famously included the line, "I deserve this." This victory was both a testament to her talent and a symbolic conclusion to a challenging production. Decades later, the feud between MacLaine and Winger remains a topic of fascination. Winger, now reflective, has commented on the persistent narrative surrounding their feud, acknowledging that Hollywood's penchant for drama can sometimes distort reality. Spiritual beliefs and the Letterman. Interview. MacLaine's strong personality wasn't limited to film sets. Her unique beliefs and interests often found her in the spotlight outside of her acting career. Known for her belief in reincarnation and spirituality, she frequently shared her philosophies with the public. However, not everyone responded positively to her openness. During a 1988 appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, MacLaine discussed her new film, Madame Susatska. However, the interview took a detour as Letterman fixated on her belief in reincarnation. He questioned her insistently, treating her spirituality as a point of amusement. Although MacLaine tried to explain her beliefs, Letterman's persistent joking irritated her, leading her to make a playful yet pointed comment, referencing Cher's previous negative experience on the show. The interview grew tense as MacLaine's frustration became apparent, and she eventually walked off the set, choosing not to return after the commercial break. This encounter highlighted her unwillingness to compromise her beliefs, even when met with skepticism or mockery. Legacy and later career. Despite the challenges and confrontations she faced, MacLaine's talent and tenacity have sustained her career. Her collaborations with co-stars like Jack Black in Bernie and John Forsythe in The Trouble with Harry prove that she could be a delight to work with under the right circumstances. Her ability to navigate both professional challenges and industry politics has cemented her legacy as one of Hollywood's most enduring and influential actresses. As she continues to act, with recent projects still in production, MacLaine remains a powerful figure in the entertainment world. Her career is a testament to her resilience, and her clashes with co-stars underscore her commitment to her beliefs and values. The dynamics between her and other actors serve as a reminder of the complexities inherent in the art of collaboration, proving that sometimes conflict can fuel great art.